Welcome to Pranavanda Institute of Management and Technology. Today we are projecting one of our best services, that is the Jivika Skill Guidance. This is where we are giving the people, general of all section, all creed and color, that to know the betterment of the application of their lifestyle and the management processes. I would request everybody to share and like and join PIMT this process through our various systems which will be furnished later. Now today's topic is how to develop a communication skill and what are the related skills are involved with this communication process. First is oral skill. Oral means what I am presenting over here. It is an oral skill. Oral means your presentation mode. Now I am presenting in a channel. This is an online channel where I am presenting. So the mode of presentation. It can be in different media, but the present. Next is you have to understand the awareness of the audience. Audience should be aware that what is the relevant topic. Suppose you are going for a session of say sports. There you find the music system is going on. That means the student or the audience is not aware actually what is going to happen. Next is the critical listening. Critical listening is the part of your lifestyle. If you want to communicate, oral or written, you have to understand the critical system, means the other side. Listening, the other side. Until you listen to the other side, you cannot critically explore what you are going to present. And for oral communication, another important point is body language. Body language is most important system. You know, body language can be compared with modern football. See, when a World Cup football is going on, one side, the Germany is playing against Brazil. Nobody knows the language of each other. One of the referee from one side is from Iran, and the other referee is from say Japan, and the referee inside, the linesman, the referee inside, he may be from Indonesia. Nobody knows the language. Only thing is, the whole system is running by a whistle. The whistle conducts the whole system of the game, and each player is identifying and chasing another player by their body language. They do not know the language of others, but they language their body system. Portugal is playing against, say, Argentina. Messi does not know the language of Portugal, language of the Ronaldo. And so he doesn't know the language of Ronaldo, but he knows the language of his movement, and Ronaldo knows the language of Messi of his movement. Therefore, body language is a prime agenda of understanding the oral communication skill. Next I come to the written communication. Everything what we are writing, this is mostly academic. When we are writing means you are explaining in details. Maybe oral communication sometimes this must be disagreed. Many can hear, many cannot hear. But in writing, when you are writing, making it in writing, that becomes gradually a order. So writing is a academic, means a sense of academic is there. Then revision, when you write and when you edit, you are putting some effort, and when we are writing something, you see we are looking into the spellings, we are looking into the language, we are looking into the grammars, we are looking into the lines, therefore editing is going on. And the next is critical reading. You know, nowadays we find in most of the institutions, reading habit is gradually fading away. But Reading in our times, reading plays a very reading what reading is. One side here, reading means what you say, you hear, and you can understand. That means more your ears are clear, more your voice will be clear, and the pronunciation always come up when you are doing reading. And presentation of data. Another thing, today we are living in the data age. Therefore, we have to express everything justifiably. Everything has to be justified. Therefore, when you say you go to that place, the other side can ask you, why should I go there? Then you have to explain by the data what you gain and what you don't gain. Therefore, data plays a very important, or data plays a very important, and that is the information process, and the IT system runs on the data. Next is non-verbal communication. Both over here we have talked about the verbal communication, and that is non-verbal. Non-verbal means the audience awareness. Again over here I have presented audience awareness, because you are speaking one side, and you have to understand what type of audience is listening to you, and they are not communicating with you. That is non-verbal. Therefore, you have to understand the audience temperament, audience segmentation. That is very important. Personal presentation. When you are personally presenting somebody, you have to know the gesture, you have to know his attitude, you have to know the approach. And next is body language again, which plays a very important role. Next I say the tips of good communication skill. Good communication is eye-to-eye contact. Eye is the main set of concept where our communication exists. Eye is the bond of trust. I always speaks, and I always give you the correct answer. Therefore, eye contact is the most important area. If your eye goes beyond it, the other side, you may be ignoring, or you may be lying to you. But therefore, eye-to-eye contact, even in our marriage condition, we say Subodhishti. That means every religion plays the same role. Therefore, eye-to-eye contact means because the couple, each other is believing for a future trust of life. Next is body awareness. Again I say, body gesture, your body express that whether you are ignoring or whether you are accepting. That is mainly gestures and expression. Next comes the convey one's thought. That means when you are communicating, you have to express the thought of yours and understand the other side's the vision of thought. Because if you don't know the thought of each other, therefore it will collide. Therefore your communication will have no effect, because the thought of each other is different. If you say something to a junior, he may not be in an advantageous position to understand the subject. But when you are talking to the same level, both can be mature to understand each other. Therefore, thought. Next is practice of effective communication. Effective communication skills means the right concept, the right word, the right sentence in the right position. Next I come for the effective communication. It must be two-way. Communication cannot be one way. जैसा हम लोग when we say we cannot clap in one hand, it should be two hands. The clapping can only be done by two hands. Therefore, it involves active listening. The other side has to listen to it, what you are speaking, and that should be accountability. The speaker, what he is presenting, that has to be accountable. Whether he is doing something gossip or something speaking in a serious condition, the listener is to enjoy it. Even when you are telling a story, the listener has to understand what is the meaning of that, and ultimately the story what he wanted to express. Utilize the feedback. What I said, every last time when a mother is putting him to bed, telling a story, lastly the main expectation is the children sleeps at the time, and therefore she always looking into whether the feedback of her is okay, and gradually the children sleep down and she is on rest. Next is free of stress. When your body gesture is communication is good, there is lack of stress. The communication, if the communication is irrelevant, stress comes up and therefore nothing is clear and it goes into a distress. Therefore, distress has to be overcome. Receiving messages. Listening requires the concentration and energy. What is concentration? Concentration means when you are putting yourself deep into the subject, that is concentration, and putting your energy to do the same. You are giving a thought to it, therefore you are putting some energy to it. Then psychological is a very big important, whether you can understand by the eyes of the speaker, is psychologically whether it will help you or not. Therefore, listening, when you are listening like political leaders or a good speaker or a very good public mass communicator. They know the psychology of the other side. The desire and willingness to try and see things in other perspective. Therefore, when you are speaking to somebody, you have to understand the others whether they are understanding it. And if you don't understand, the people of the other side does not understand, the perspective is not clear. And therefore, what happens? It requires a judgment and evaluation. The suspend of judgment and therefore listening is the most important. You cannot put your thought to others' mind if they are not accepting it. And the last point to conclude, I must say, a good communication or a good communicator, you must have to develop as a good communicator. It must be clarity. First, it should be clarity. Means clear. Everything, no hidden thoughts. All is clear. What you wanted to express, it is clear. Adequacy means as per the system. You will not talk more, you will not talk less. It must be adequate. Integrity, a bond of thought, means when you are communicating, there should be a bonding between each other. There should be, means if you communicate with somebody and she or he does not accept you, there is no integrity between yourself. The thing will not stand. And last is timing. The right word, the right sentence at the right time. If you can't express that, then again there will be a problem. So, once again, I must say you must be a good communicator. Welcome again to join PIMT, Pranavananda Institute of Management and Technology. Our details are over here. And by ending, I say Namaskar and welcome again for the next session where we will give you management by objectives to make your lifestyle or otherwise the Jivika, learning for your livelihood. And Pranavananda Institute play a very pioneer role in this regard. Welcome to PIMT.